In this session, we're going to take a look at how to actually create within our project a bid metrics, then also add phases to that bid metrics, and to allocate, or not allocate, but to list out the subs that might be bidding that particular scope of work. So let's get started. I'm in a project. I've got an alternate here for, base bid, but I don't have anything, set up yet in this project. I'm going to click on the three dots here, go to add bid package, new bid package, so that way I can get a new one started. In my case, I'm just going to do a couple different ones just for the example. So I'm just going to say I've got a concrete add, would just basically add it where then I could go back and open it up and do something with that particular bid package, or add another one will let me just go right into adding another one right away. So that's what I'm going to go to in this case. And in my case, I've actually done multiple Division 9s. So I'm doing basically a Division 9 for A and a Division 9 for B, just to kind of keep track of, they're again keeping what things come on what bids, kind of together. So, my floor covering may not be with my wall components or things of that nature. So now as I take a look at my base bid, I'll say I've got concrete, I've got my walls and finishes where maybe I could keep track of my framing and drywall and painting and things of that nature. But maybe I want to keep the floor covering, completely separate because those bids come in at a separate time, or, don't necessarily include some of the same scope as up here. So that's basically what it looks like to create a bid metrics. Is just a matter of going over to the three dots there on the side, telling that you want to add an existing one. If I go ahead and I open up one of the bid metrics here, this is where I can now start to add what phases of scope that I want to check bids on completeness for and so forth. So I'm under my concrete bid. I could tell up here, and I could tell over here on the side. Up at the top, I've got an add a phase. So this is where I could tell it whatever I want my breakdown to be. So I just basically typed in, 3,100, description footings. I hit enter, which popped me into being able to create another one right off the bat. So I'm going to go ahead and say I've got a 3,200 that I'm going to say is going to be slabs. I'm going to hit enter again since I've got another one, 3-300. Concrete walls, and 3,400 is maybe my rebar. So in this case here, we have just created, 4 different phases that now when bids start coming in, I can compare against other subcontractors and so forth. So that's kind of an example of there again, creating a bid metrics, creating phases within the bid metrics. And then the last component of this video that I want to talk about is adding my subcontractors to that. So if I want to add some subcontractors to this is where I could go back up to this button here. So instead of add phases, I'm just going to go to the left of it here for add subcontractor. When I'm adding somebody, if somebody is in my list, so let's say I type in Ed here, it goes down through and find that I've got an Edge concrete, and maybe I've got edge framing and edge walls and, some other things that have ED in it. So this is where I could go through there and just pick it. So that way now it's went ahead and dropped Edge concrete in the mix here. This is also where I could actually type in some new name or something like that. And if you notice, it says add as new. So if I clicked on this, that's how easy it is to add a subcontractor that's not in the system. So if it finds a match of anybody, so let's just say I look for concrete and so forth, it'll find all these different companies. If I went ahead and said, add as new, that would add conc as if it was a separate subcontractor itself. So it's very quick to search your existing database and be able to create new ones while I'm sitting there working over, because, there's many times I might be doing this on bid day where I might need to add somebody because I wasn't expecting them to give me a bid or something like that. You can also come in here and click multiple ones and put, multiple ones up at the same time. So now as I take a look, I can see that I've got, for this scope of work, here's who's giving me bids. So that's the scope I wanted to cover in this video. So we looked at, creating bid metrics, creating within the bid metrics different phases of work, and then adding the different divisions or the different subs that would be bidding the work into that metrics and so forth. Thanks for watching.